Alright, we all know when it comes to watching anime and really any show, your thoughts on a certain character are greatly influenced by the author. I know, obvious, right? But in certain cases, no matter how much the author makes the character rude, despicable, or just flat out evil in the effort to make that character unlikable, you just can't find it in your heart to hate that guy. Like, you could stand one against a crowd of many people with pretty valid points why you should not like that character, and you just look at them and say, so that's my guy. And that's the type of irrational feeling we're going to be talking about today. Characters that I know in my heart I shouldn't like, or the author wants me to dislike them so bad I just can't. And before we get into it, remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. Road to 1,000. But other than that, let's get right into it and enjoy. Okay, one honorable mention before we get into it. Rachel from Tower of God. I just feel like, nah, I can't even fix my mouth to say anything good about Rachel. I feel like if you're standing Rachel, there's one or two options. Either one, you're trolling, or two, you need to be locked up in an insane asylum. Seek help immediately. But alright, the first character I can't help but like is Bakugo from My Hero. Now, initially when the series first started, I still love this character. I don't care if he was a bully. He like came off as an asshole. One of the first impressions of him is that he destroys Deku's book and tells him, if you want to be a hero so bad, jump off a cliff, unalive yourself, and pray for a quirk in your next life. And I just thought to myself, wow, this character is really relatable. I mean, who hasn't told someone in high school to go unalive themselves? I mean, that's just a part of growing up. It's like a simple fact. It's like a canon event. Then I was like, yeah, I like that guy, but it's a shame that he's gonna be like the villain of the week. Like the MC in typical shonen fashion is gonna get his powers, overcome the first villain, and we're never gonna hear from him again. But I was pleasantly surprised that he was a major part of the series. I'm like, this is my guy. This is my number one hero. And that's how it all started. Then as the series progressed, he started doing more and more cool shit. And he started to progress as a character. Now I'm not sure I like the final progression of his character. I mean, you're going to start beefing with the character. You got to finish the beef with the character. You can't just make friends with him. I just enjoy his character from the start. And I forgot to say one thing. Bullying is wrong, and I would never endorse that. Unless you can make your sweat explode and your name means powerful, then you can do whatever the fuck you want. And one other thing that I just love about Bakugo is that, similar to like a Rock Lee, he actually displays the core theme of the show. You know, in like Naruto and My Hero, the core thing was, if you work hard towards your goal, you can achieve anything. I mean, that's the main theme I always took from the shows. And in Naruto and My Hero's case, the main character more often than not never shows that to be true. I mean, yeah, Naruto and Midoriya bust their ass, but they also have their strongest powers in the verse. I mean, like Naruto is literally born into one of the best top 5 clans in all of Naruto, and had the strongest tail beast in him, and he was a genius at Sage Jutsu. So he didn't really have to work. I mean, he did work hard, but he probably been pretty damn strong without working too hard. And in My Hero's case, yeah, Deki worked hard, but he also received the first or second strongest quirk in the entirety of the universe. And all he had to do was learn how to control it. Like, literally, you handed the keys to the world and you just gotta figure out how to use them. But in terms of like Bakugo and Rock Lee, the actual work hard to get where you at theme, they started with nothing. I mean, Bakugo had a pretty good quirk, but clearly far better quirks in the story of My Hero, but he got creative with it and transformed it into one of the best or a top 10 quirk in My Hero, when it easily could have just been a run of the mill. Yeah, it's good because they're young, but as you start running into more and more broken quirk with their different abilities, he fades to the background. But he never faded to the background and continued to keep up with like the strongest in the series by the end of the show. Boom. Moving on. Next character we're talking about is the fighterholic clown we all love, Hikosa from Hunter x Hunter. Now, right off the bat, I do not condone none of his activities, none of his like R. Kelly tendencies, the R. Kelly of anime, if you will. I don't condone none of those R. Kelly actions. But yeah, when he's not doing that weird stuff, he's like one of the best characters. The most intriguing, most pull. He has a lot of aura. Like every time he's on screen, you just like drawn to him. Maybe partially due to his design. I mean, he has a very unique design, just like a killer clown. But he make it work. I mean, he got that shit on. But I just love, like, sometimes he's seemingly doing like random tasks, but it's always like a meaning. Like when he was just like chilling, watching people vote at the little chairman election arc, but the whole time he was scouting out opponents, marking like, oh, you're strong. I was like, no. I know that's like a little minor moment. It just made me like the little subtle things made me like to carry them up. Like he always looking for the next fight, looking for a challenge. You can say a lot of things about him, but you can't say he ducked any smoke. He also like a top tier schemer. Well, sometimes I don't enjoy in some animes where they just like, yeah, he thought of everything. This is all part of my plan. Like the Eisen route, like everything the characters do is all part of this plan. That's the type of scheming I don't like. But the one I do like is like the subtle, believable scheming, like Hizuka, like in his fight versus Crollo Lucifer. And I know this is a little spoiler alert, but the show's been done airing for 11 years, so I shouldn't have to say spoiler warning. But I know there's some who are still holding out hope that the show might make its glorious return and adopt the rest of the manga. And to those people, I say, I fully salute you, and I wholeheartedly believe in your cause. But then, I just lost my train of thought. But whatever, I'm sure it wasn't that important. Another thing I like about Hizuka is he's a top tier guy, but if you really think of his abilities, he shouldn't be that strong. Like he shouldn't be as strong as he is. Like all he has is rubber gum and a dream. That's all he has, and he's like constantly keeping up with the top tiers or high level nin fighters. Some truly inspirational shit. Like he should be telling his grandkids, I used to be something. I used to fight guys who can control hundreds of people by himself. Another person who could put a crater in the ground with a single punch. And I used to compete with those type of people with just rubber and gum.
Interesting story, Grandpa. Was this before or after you touched them 3 kids?
But nah, he was just like, you can clone yourself and you a master at close range combat. Well, I have rubber gum in a dream, so I win. You can shoot coins like bullets. Well, I have rubber gum in a dream, so I win. You've been planning for months, can copy my abilities, master at close hand combat, and we are in a environment that is super advantageous for you to win. Well, I have rubber and I have gum. So I mean, admittedly he did lose that fight, but you get the idea. Like he was stepping to anybody, he was willing to step to anybody with just rubber and gum. It's dumb, but that's what I like about it. It's like, in a way, it still makes sense. And the last thing I like about him is he's a troll. You know, through the years, every time I see an anime character with a good troll, I just gotta respect it. And Hisoka is one of the best at it. I mean, from like start of the series to like end of the series, he was constantly trolling. Like, oh, you think I'm gonna kill you? Nah, I'll just let you go. Or we'll have like a casual conversation about scheming, what and whatever, and then I just casually bring up, hey, what if I just killed your little brother? He's like a top tier troll, top tier rage baiter. Gotta respect it. And lastly on the list today, Mahito from JJK. Now I just brought up Hisoka's trolling, but Mahito's trolling is incomparable. Like 2 different levels. It's kind of like the meme of like new age pranks versus old age pranks, like where he says like more in the old age pranks days where it's like he fill your shoes with mustard or something like that, mustard, mayonnaise, something like that. Just inconvenience you a little bit. Where in Mahito's case, he's more of a new age prankster where he would do something like, I don't know, get your girlfriend pregnant, then tell you 18 years later that it was his kid all along, and live stream your reactions to thousands of his fans. Well, I do believe in some of his threats, like he would follow through on some of his threats, but it's just like words. Where in Mahito's case, he's trying to like completely devastate you mentally. I mean, he follows through with it. He don't talk about nothing. He's actually just commits the action and just laughs in your face. Like he killed Yuji's newest friend, one of his closest friends, and his mentor, all in his face while laughing the whole time. Like he creates arch nemesis. He takes his trolling way too far. He pushes you, like he'll rage bait you and then still push you further. Doesn't know when to stop. And I know I should hate him. Like literally, like this part of the whole video, I know I should hate this guy. Like everything he's done, I'm like, damn, this is really fucked up. But I just can't come out my mouth. Like the thought never crossed my head. Like me and him like locked in like peanut butter and jelly. Like no Mahito slander would be condoned, would be accepted around here. That's a no fly zone. There's a no Mahito slander fly zone. That's my guy. Also, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but he looks a lot like Stein from Soul Eater, which is fun because I like both of the character designs. I mean, Easily a top 3 character in Soul Eater based strictly on his design, and also I love his powers. It's so unique. I know some other characters in anime have similar movesets. Like the first one that comes to mind is Overhaul from My Hero, but in Overhaul's case, however, he had more strict, more rigid rules. Like he couldn't use his powers without his hands. Like if he, once he lost his hands, he pretty much lost his ability to control, break down everything, turn it into one. And he really didn't reform anything or change the form too much or as drastic as Mahito did. Overall, it's just a lesser version of what Mahito was doing. Mahito was way more free with it. He got creative in ways Overhaul never did, or I felt like Overhaul could have, but he never just pushed that boundary like Mahito did. Well, y'all know his abilities. I'm not gonna explain it, and that's what really initially drew me in outside of his cool design. Then he started doing all his trolling, then I really thought to myself, wow, I really like this guy. Now you may be thinking about my list, all 3 of these characters have one thing in common, and if you notice that, kudos to you. And it's that they're assholes. I've been described as an asshole. I've been called an asshole 1-2 times in my life. So it only made sense that I would relate to or enjoy an asshole in anime. They may do it in different ways, but all 3 of these characters today are bona fide assholes. And that's probably what drew me into these characters to begin with, because they're just assholes. And I felt like I relate to them. So no matter what somebody would say about their characters, they're bad characters, they don't understand them, they don't like them, I can't help but defend them, because maybe it's and they felt like mirrors of me in that particular show. I can picture myself doing what they did, so maybe that's why I felt kind of attached to them, if that kind of makes sense. Not the R. Kelly shit, no. I gotta emphasize that with Hisoka stuff. Not the R. Kelly Hisoka stuff, but everything else about it. Yeah, everything else I mirror myself around. I see myself mirroring myself to that. Not the R. Kelly stuff. Gotta make that clear. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends if you like the video. Road to 1,000 subs. Comment a character you hate that you love so much, or you really shouldn't love but you do. Or any other feedback, criticism helps me improve. But other than that, have a blessed one.